Hello, I'm Slate the Space Marine, and today I'm going to be providing commentary over my storyboards. So this one is the culling, Irie's culling one, which is going over the essentially eradication of the Scout Company, where Irie and his traitors were killing off the new recruits to the chapter, pretty much. And this one was when I was just like figuring this out, so obviously a lot of it's really rudimentary. I was kind of like forgetting how I could edit videos together using OpenShot, so I was just kind of making pictures on Paint because my Photoshop was broken at the time. I couldn't figure out how to fix the settings at the time, so a lot of it has these just these pictures that I made on Paint really roughly, kind of just rotoscoping them by just taking images on Google and then cropping them and adding a layer over top of it, or just kind of drawing over top of it with Paint, and then just using whatever sort of anything I had available in my my toy box of sprites and frames and things. And I wasn't really sure of exactly what I was wanting to have in some of these scenes. Like right here, there's a picture of me with that white wig on in the cosplay, and that's meant to be Slaith, but Slaith wasn't even at this thing, so he's just like a background person who looks like that. And what a shitty looking sword. Jeez, what a shitty looking effort. But I mean, this is where I was kind of figuring out, I could probably do some small animating tricks and things like that, and it's a shame that transparency of that iris seems like it lost opacity. And this doesn't really line up properly because you can see it kind of like leave the end of the little portal there. I should have made the portal bigger for the warp portal. But oh well. Then changed it up for, a space background with a planet PNG. Looks a little bit better than, drawing it on Paint. And this one kind of lines up more like a music video than the first one, because the first one had a narration, but this one has like that door crashing open that's lining up with the drums and the song. And now this one, these characters that you see in it are a little bit more accurate in the sense that they're not just filler characters from my catalog of sprites. This one actually is meant to have Leo, that's the blind guy with the blindfold, and Irie, that's the golden angel dude, right? They're meant to both be in this. It's an actual confrontation. It's not just like filling up with whatever. And then that frame there, that was given by Lightweight Jive. So he wanted to do some parts for this, and so I appreciated his contribution of that back angle for the character. It looks really good. And so I wanted to have this kind of slow flowing in, kind of the floating, not rather than kind of flying. I'm not sure what I could really compare it to. Maybe like Damon from Reboot. And then, so here once again is where I'm kind of doing minor animations and doing more effort, where there's layering and little, some tricks with Photoshop and stuff like that. Or actually, no, those were all done on Paint. Those were all done on Paint, just with some chroma keying. And, oh yeah, those teeth look terrible. And then like the anime face-off sort of thing between the obvious villain who's obvious and the obvious hero who's obvious. Oh, look at that green layer around there. That's wonderful. And like, so right here, you can practically, I mean, it's not going to be one for one, but with the way it was intended was you can kind of fill the dialogue that they're saying in with the lyrics of the song. And I wanted this to really display, like the first one displays how Irie is like gleeful and kind of sinister with his enjoyment of what he's doing while he's just killed the Scout Company. And this one kind of more displays his arrogance and his petulance, and that his ego just got hit there by Leo, and he just couldn't take it, right? And then there's the third one. This one has the same characters, although everybody in this one is rotoscoped, so there's not going to be any like pictures and cosplay sort of thing. And at this point, my Photoshop, I had fixed the settings, so things are a little bit cleaner in appearance with most of the things here. And that's meant to be Leo. And that's not a blindfold. That's meant to be like a slash across his face. The blindfold, I think, with the other two, those, I'm not really certain when to place all these events, if they're in chronological order or not. And so I kind of need to figure out the order of these things. But this is meant to be where he gets slashed across the face, and they find him. And so this is kind of how he gets the blindfold sort of thing. And it's meant to be a kind of somber feeling, like their only hope has just been crushed sort of thing, like the Messiah is dead, Optimus Prime is dead, what do we do, sort of thing. And there's meant to be a couple more frames here, I just never got around to them, where the guy gets punched and you see him react, and then there was going to be a two-layered thing with the guy holding the knife and the other guy with his fists up, and then in that kind of formation where you see the guy with like the faux hawk thing in the background there, he was going to have his knife out. And so what this is Leo. He's holding a piece of the Chrysogrim, which is Arrow the Whirlwind's sword. And so that might be a part of the handle, it might be a part of the blade. It's meant to be like a crystal. And I kind of wanted to go for this kind of 80s effect, 80s cartoon, 90s cartoon effect, where, it's just kind of chroma keyed out blank, and then they had some kind of animated or moving background to be the texture for certain areas. There's some cartoons that are more modern that have that kind of thing. But that's, I guess that's kind of what I wanted to do. I'm not sure if I'm going to make any more of these or if I'm going to continue them or not. I don't really know what else to put down. I mean, there's a few things. I don't know if it would be very interesting, and I don't know if I'd be able to really translate it into visuals very well myself. So that's that. That's my commentary on these, and yeah.